Oh, it's already recording. Oh, I'm purple. Hi guys, it's me again, Niky Adryana, and I'm not that cute, sweet blonde girl anymore that you used to know. I'm a mean aubergine. But I kind of like the color. It was an experiment, so I already had pink streaks, but I kind of like the purple, so I'm maintaining it. But okay, let's come to business. I didn't plan on making a video, so therefore my battery from the my video camera was empty, but luckily I have a little webcam right there in my laptop, so I can make a little video for you guys. Okay, so for the next couple of minutes I'm going to ramble, but I do have a point. In my head it sounds logical, so please hear me out and bear with me. Right, I came across something the other day which I wasn't aware of, or I do recall seeing some news flashes when the Jokia scandal was floating around the internet, but I never paid much attention to it, mainly because I wasn't interested in any news around the snooker table, only what was happening on it. So, I saw this Facebook post, and with a link to a Danish website, and it was entitled Match Fixing. I don't know exactly why the title caught my attention, maybe because I didn't know what it was. So, but I clicked on it and I translated the whole thing with the ever so handy Google tool, Translate, and then I was amazed. The video itself was a bit unclear for me. Basically, you saw a bunch of shots, of singular shots, which apparently was evidence that Stephen Lee was or is engaged in match fixing. And the rest of the article was a short recap of previous players involved with match fixing. It's quite a tongue twister. Okay, this week Stephen Lee's tribunal starts. I hope that is pronounced like that. And today being Friday, I can already say that there has been an update about the case. Stephen Lee match fixing verdict to be given in due course. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, because this case goes somewhat back in time, in 2008 and 2009. There's a fly flying around here. The investigation has been a long time coming when suspicious betting patterns occurred during one of Lee's matches against Higgins back in 2008 somewhere. So Lee is accused of providing information that is not publicly available and deliberately influenced the outcome or conduct of a game or frame. So, first of all, I don't know how something like match fixing or suspicious betting patterns, another tongue twister, can be investigated when becomes a betting pattern visible and noticeable. Okay, so I'm not sure, and because this is something I don't have any knowledge about, I kindly ask you guys to help me understand this whole match fixing thing, because I already did a quick search on Google, and there's a whole Wikipedia list of snooker players that were investigated for match fixing, and I also found entire documents about match fixing in sports and how it can be prevented, which I have not read yet, because I didn't want to influence my opinion or thoughts about the subject. But I will read them though, and I find it a bit hard to look directly at you because I can't really. It's a black strip, and I don't know where to look. It's different than a camera, so I just think I will just watch myself because I see myself here with my purple hair. Okay, another search learned me that apparently match fixing exists in all sports, such as boxing, horse racing, and cricket, and so on. So I started thinking why, or rather how, as a player, do you get caught up in match fixing? What are the motivations, what are the causes? Like, this is a serious topic, which should not be taken lightly. Players are taking a massive risk. For example, Quinton Han was sentenced to an 8-year suspension. 8 years for having accepted to lose a match. Why to lose? But okay, that's another thing. To lose a match at the China Open in 2006, I believe. Like then Jojogia, a 2-year suspension. Higgins, a half-year plus a fine that he had to pay from £75,000. Not to mention the embarrassment it causes and how it can shatter your reputation, I must assume. But also all the hours of practicing that you put in your sport, they are just lost. You can't practice your sport anymore. It's just... Which brings me to the concept of deliberately losing. Why throwing all those hours away? If you have a real sports ethic, you want to win. Like, what are your morals? As an athlete or sportsman, you need to deal with setbacks. Like footballers, for example, they play tactical. Everyone knows it. Like, if you have two teams, they maybe agree on making a draw, so they score 2 goals each, and then they move on to a sort of league that is higher, or that secures them to be in the next season, have a good position. I don't know how the football world works, but for example, I read something else about an elderly snooker player and a somewhat younger one. I can't remember the names, but and that is irrelevant. But the elderly one, who he deliberately lost his game so that his opponent, now I have to say it right, so that his opponent, which was a younger player and much lower in the rankings, would proceed to the next round, so that that player had a chance to climb up in the ranking and become better. Now this is something, morally it is just, it's just very, the line is thin here, okay, because it was kind of nice of that more experienced player to give the little younger one a chance, to improve himself and become better, but still it's just not right. And another example, cricket, and now I have to look on my screen because it's a quote from somewhere that I found on the internet, and okay, here it goes. But he also added, and he is someone I think is involved in the cricket. Okay, but he also added that Pakistan's socio-economic situation needed to be taken into account before rushing in to judge the alleged actions of its cricketers. And then you have a quote from the he, which I don't know who he is, but okay, here it goes. I will never condone any form of fixing, but we should consider that a cricketer might not be thinking of personal gain, but of getting money to buy a generator for his village because they don't have electricity. Fuck off, seriously, again, this is not right. Let your government buy a generator for your whole village, but don't get your personal ass involved in illegal betting and fixing. So I guess there is just more than making a quick buck here, there are more reasons for match fixing and corruption, because that's what it is, and referees can be involved in it as well. So you have like personal gain, that could be money, a better ranking position, or help your lower players. You have social economical purposes, like the Pakistan story, and you have mafia and other illegal parties, and I'm sure the mafia plays a good role in this as well, surely. But sometimes in life and sports you win and sometimes you lose. Deal with it, okay? Now it becomes a whole other thing when money gets involved. I know. That's just where this whole betting thing and match fixing is based on profits, but take money out of the game, and I know this is unrealistic because you need sponsorships and you need your salary for your players and materials, etc. But just don't get involved in the dark side of betting, Stay on the bright side of life, in the light and with sparkles, joy and honesty. Just play fair and maybe drink some wine. Just relax, calm down, and let me hear what you guys think about match fixing and maybe why players get involved. I'm really curious, like how and why. And okay, let me guys know, and I will read those documents. I really want to know much more about this subject because I think it's really interesting. Ooh, now this really is good wine.